Lesson 4 6/10, Introduction to Partial Products Multiplication. So why are we learning partial products multiplication? Well, we're learning this particular method to help you better understand how to multiply larger numbers. So we're going to take a look at our first example here today, and this is the how. So let's say that I have the problem 660 times 5. I can take this 660 and I can take it apart and turn it into 600 plus 60, and I'm still going to take it times 5, and I'm going to place my answers in a rectangle, and I'm going to divide that rectangle in half because I made 660 into two different numbers, so my rectangle has two sections here. So basically I'm going to use my extended multiplication, and I'm going to multiply 5 times 6, which gives me my 30, and then I'm going to place my zeros back in my answer, which gives me 3,000. Then I'm going to take my 5 times my 6, which gives me 30, and then I place my 0 back in, and 5 times 60 gives me 300. So basically I'm taking parts of the number that I'm multiplying and multiplying certain sections of that number to get a final answer. So we will take that 3,000 and that 300, and we're going to add them together to get our final product. So that's why it's called partial products, because you're getting part of a product each time you multiply. So if we stack the problem over here on the right in the blue, you can see what I've done here. I've taken the 5 times the 600, and that gives me 3,000. I've taken 5 times 60, and that gave me 300. I added those two numbers together, and that gave me a total of 3,300 or 3,300. So let's say that we have the problem 7 times 453. We're basically going to do the same thing that we just did in the previous problem. We're going to break that 453 up into 400 plus 50 plus 3. And then I still have my 7 here that I'm going to multiply. So I'll multiply my 7 times my 4 to give me my 28, and then I'm going to take my 2 zeros, place them in my number here. Take my 7 times my 5, I get 35, put my 0 back in here. Take my 7 times my 3, and I get my 21. So to look at that as you would write it, we have our 453 times our 7 written out just like a normal multiplication problem, and I'm going to multiply those out. So my 7 times my 4 gave me 2,800, and I've got some big fat marker there that I need to switch out. Okay, and then we have our 7 times our 50, which is 350. And then our 7 times our 3, which is 21. And we're going to add all of those together. And that will give us a total of 3,171 as our answer for that problem. So in class, what we're going to do is we're going to, of course, practice using partial products to multiply 2, 3, and 4-digit numbers. And we're going to look at how partitioning rectangles and partial products are related to one another. So I can't wait to practice this with you. See you then.